Recently, I came across this TikToker, Jimmy Mo, or Moo, or just Jimeaux. And the moniker that she goes by on her account is the Mommy Goat. Now, she has a pretty large following on TikTok. She's a single mom that hates her baby's father. Now, so much so she has nervous breakdowns like this.
Why does everybody want a baby and a baby mama and a baby daddy so fucking bad, bro? Like, people change, babies grow up, and kids do not go away. And neither does your baby daddy or baby mama. You're gonna be tied to them no matter what, bro. No matter what. You come to become a grandparent, they become a fucking grandparent. Your kid graduate college, they ain't gotta be there. If it's somebody that you hate, if it's somebody that you detest, if it's somebody that you really, you don't want to have a kid by them, if it's somebody that beats you, that disrespects you, like whatever the case is, like you don't. Having a child is not a joke, and I don't see enough people talking about it. Y'all always trying to glamorize parenthood. Talk about the downs, bro. People need to start talking about the downs to save the younger generation. That's how you break generational curses. That's how you stop them. You wait, and you have kids when you're ready. You wait and you have kids by somebody that you know, somebody that you love, somebody that you're compatible with. That's how you do it.
All right. And that's very weird to post on to social media, okay? But that's not what made her go viral recently. What she said about her child's father recently and, how she feels about her son because she hates the father is probably gonna make you cringe a little bit. So I will warn you, this is a little bit disturbing, but Dima, play that clip.
My son is not coming home today. At this point, I don't even know if I want him to ever come home. I really hate his dad, and it makes it so hard for me to like and care for him the way a mother should. Y'all will probably drag me in my comments, but I have to live in my truth. My baby daddy was bragging about how he took my virginity, and he kept bringing up old things that aren't even co-parenting related. So I told him that I fucked his best friend first and that I never cared about him. I hate co-parenting with him because he won't let go of the past. We've been broken up for 10 years now, and honestly, being with him is one of my biggest life regrets. But how do you look your own kid in their face, knowing that it's impossible for you to fully love them the way a mother should because you hate their dad? The disagreement was so stupid and simple, but it resulted in my son showing up to school 4 hours late. Usually I would remove him from that situation, but this time, instead of taking him away, I'm making him stay.
All right, so she got a negative backlash, for those comments and things like that. And she actually had a chance to respond because some people felt like, all right, it's okay for you maybe to feel like that, but to put that on the internet, that is disturbing. All right. And based on that, this is what she had to say.
A lot of y'all don't realize, but this video, this message is bigger than me. It's bigger than my son. It's bigger than my baby daddy. If I didn't care about the younger generation and I didn't care about the youth and I didn't want them to be better, I definitely would keep this shit to myself. Posting this was not easy for me, to say the least, but it was very liberating. I feel so much better now that I'm able to get that off of my chest. I've suffered from severe depression since I was 6 years old. I started getting S-word thoughts at around maybe like 6 or 7, and I started to execute those thoughts at 12 years old. I felt alone and I felt unloved by my family and by my parents. While I was coming up in high school, there were so many teen moms, and these teen moms would glamorize parenthood. You see them with Jordans on their kids and all these cute little pictures and all these posts about how they love their kids so much and it's their world and how much unconditional love their kids give them. I wanted that for myself. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to be cared about. I wanted to love somebody. And so I went and had a baby. I wanted a baby. that's that. I only ever planned for having a baby. I didn't plan on that baby growing up and going to elementary school or going to college and being an adult. I did not even plan for any of that because I was a stupid little girl. I wasn't thinking logically. I was thinking with my emotions. And so I had that baby. And my pregnancy was rough. And God tested me throughout his life. First lesson I learned was that you cannot choose the gender of a baby. I expected to have a daughter, and guess what? I had a son. Second lesson that I learned is that they eventually grow up. They do not stay babies forever. Third lesson that I learned is that you really don't know what your kid's going to be, what they're going to like. You can't have plans for them. I never planned on having an autistic son. I never planned on, I thought I was going to have me a little basketball player once I found out I had a boy. And that wasn't the case. And honestly, that's okay. And then the last thing that I learned is that no matter what, his dad is not going anywhere. I could have somebody adopt my son right now, but guess what? When he goes to the doctor and they ask for family health history on his dad's side, I'm going to be talking about his biological father. The milestone that my son takes, he has to be there. He doesn't go away. Even if it's for a while, he will come back up at some point in time, him and his family. I love the youth and I care about them. And I just don't want them to make the same mistakes that I made. Because it's not fair to me, it's not fair to my son, and it's not fair to his dad either. I want people to stop over-glamorizing motherhood and tell the truth. Stop lying to these young girls and making it seem like it's something that it's not. Motherhood has its ups and downs, and that's okay. But don't lie.
So let me just preference, this by saying this. Obviously, this young lady has a lot of mental health issues. I mean, not because I'm saying it, because she said it. All right? And she doesn't appear to be very mentally stable at all. It could be that she's acting a little bit, but from what she's posting online, it seems like there is some danger. Obviously, if this was a man, it would call Child Protective Services very quick. But she does, say some things that's very interesting. She said that her parents never loved her. She didn't feel loved by her parents. So she wanted to have a child. And that's exactly what she did. And of course, she wanted somebody to love, but she never expected that the child would ever grow up. She didn't think like that. She was thinking with her emotions. And I think this is clear of, like I said, the big problem that men and women have is that there's no planning for the future. And obviously, she didn't figure out the kid was going to be in school, this and that her and the baby's father would have issues and be a part of his family and things like that. But she understands how hard being a mom is. It's not easy. And she doesn't want young women to have to suffer like she suffered. And I think that despite the challenges that the young lady's having, that's what I want to deal with. I'm not even going to deal so much with roasting her or anything like that, because I don't think that's necessary, because it's obvious to see that she's been struggling and having some problems. But what's even more concerning is the fact that so many women may feel just like her, and that she's telling the truth in with the fact that, hey, this is not, what everybody makes it out to be. When it comes to single parent homes, so many people make it out to be the best thing since sliced bread, or since spilled milk. Oh, it's this and it's that. And it's hard. It's hard raising a kid. It's hard providing for a child. It's difficult. All right. Even I'm a single person. Taking care of myself is difficult. God forbid I would have to work, come home, cook for a kid, take him, do his homework or her homework. It would be a mess. So just imagine how hard women are working, are, trying to make their life decent and having these responsibilities. And a lot of people are setting these women up to fail because you feel like you haven't been loved, so you need to love somebody else, and you haven't even made any plans for the future. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not fair to the child. And that's why you have so many young people coming up in the black community in today's world with no real opportunities, because the lack of planning from the parent is obvious. All right. The parents were not thinking about that child or that child's best interest at all. And don't nobody want to talk about it or deal with it, but I want to deal with it. I believe that this is true. Y'all didn't think about that. And you know what? We have some selfish people out there because they haven't been loved, and they want somebody to love you, but you've never thought about how the child's life is going to be. You've only thought about how your life is going to be, never thinking about the child's life. So what is a child's life supposed to become? You've never thought about it. So the kid suffers. The kid suffers tremendously, continuously. And that becomes a burden onto society. And again, I'm glad that she is at least telling the truth, because like I said, I've seen single parents suffer, and without a community behind you, especially a woman that may have some issues, she suffered from mental issues all of her life. What's going to happen when you go out there and, get a baby by a guy that you never really intended to be with because you wanted a baby and you're already stressed out? It's not a good look, guys. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.